The mystery hut on Mars. Well, wouldn't you know it? Headline is, mystery hut spotted on far side of the moon is a huge disappointment. It took China's U-22 rover a full month to reach its underwhelming destination. And there we go. Looks like a photograph. The object as imaged by the U-22 rover. And yeah, looks like a rock. Looks like a rock, ladies and gentlemen. After weeks of anticipation, China's U-22 rover has finally reached an intriguing object that appeared on the lunar horizon last December, revealing it to be nothing more than an irregularly shaped rock. Space exploration is fun because it lets our imaginations run wild. When weird and inexplicable things suddenly appear, like a looming shape, the looming shape, the far side of the moon, on the far side of the moon, we can't help but hope it's a previously unknown celestial phenomenon of the discarded remnant of an alien spaceship. Meanwhile, the rational parts of our brain remind us of Occam's razor, the dictum that implores us to seek out the simplest explanation. In the case of the so-called mystery hut, we always knew it was a rock. And yeah, well, I said as this guy says, I said as much back in early December. Oh, really? You're George Dvorsky here is he said, I told you so. I said back in December it was a rock. Come on, of course it was a rock. Of course it was a rock. But I mean, you know, come on. There's the image. Remember though, there was some weirdness with this because it seemed like the first image we saw of this thing was that it was it appeared that it was kind of far out in the distance, but the actual distance they gave us was, remember, less than a baseball field, less than a home run. So it was less than 300 feet away, but it seemed like so far on the horizon. So it seemed then like it was probably a rock, but who knows, right? Since they called it a mystery hut, and it, you know, the internet went wild. And what's up, Drew says, what's up, Bronx? First time watching live, amazing show. Thank you, appreciate that. Drew just called and said, I don't buy the rock idea. Something seems fishy with that assumption. The U-22 took the photo of something square. Maybe I was a bit too optimistic. Yeah. I mean, it was hard to say because, again, like, you know, you got shadow effects on the moon and some other stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. Like, as always, if this was something like, you know, actually mysterious, the funny part comes into that. Would we expect China to actually tell us what it was? Right. I think that's the thing. So I'm probably in the realm of this was a rock. This was always a rock. It was fun to speculate, fun to talk about and think about. But I think that you know, if it was a little bit more compelling shape-wise, maybe, I don't know, like a pyramid or something, that would be something. But it always kind of looked like a rock, and here we are. Remember, there we go. There's the initial photo. If you guys remember, let's full screen this. You could check it out. Remember that? It just kind of like sitting out there on the horizon. And remember that first one was 328 feet away. So that was it just seemed like, yeah, like if it was a large pyramid structure, okay, well, or an obelisk or something, right? Yeah, but there you go. We wouldn't know if it was a hut. They'd never tell us as a alien Nichan, and that's true. That is true. But remember from the initial picture here, it was pretty uninspiring. Other than the fact that, you know, it kind of sat out there on the horizon, just. Well, anyway, it's impossible to really know unless you go up there and check yourself, right? But let's see, a panorama view showing the rock just to the right and center along the edge of the crater. So here we go. Here's another image of this if you want to check it out over here on this side. So if you see right there, it's actually, you know, kind of sitting on the edge of a crater, so that's what makes it seem like it's popping up. I don't know. Like I said, it's hard to say. I don't know where the initial photo was taken. Was it from this vantage point this way, or was it this way? Or anyway, whatever. They told us it was a rock. Okay, it's a rock. That's fine. It's probably a rock if we're being real. So, whatever. It doesn't mean that there might not be or other mysterious things on the moon. So just FYI, don't stop dreaming just because this one might be a rock. It's all good.